on a scale of 1 to 10, would you recommend our business?
Absolutely, it's 10.
But the one thing that most businesses don't have is somebody to help them with this key thing when it comes to funding.
The value you had for me was, again, you look at traditional financing and do I qualify or do I not qualify?
Jay, man, it's nice to put a face to it.
Okay. Finally, right?
How long have I known you, Mr. Sands?
Oh gosh, let me see. We had the dry cleaner, so that was back. I've been here for 13 years now, so that had to be, I guess, at least 10 years.
That's what I was about to say. I was looking. Let me see how long, because I know there's a lot of Sands in my system. We got Mary Sands, Elizabeth Sands. I've done your whole family.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you've been around for a while. Well, nice to finally meet you. It's crazy. After all these years, we've never even seen each other face to face. How's everything over there in the Hamptons?
Everything is fine. Everything's fine. It's cold though. That's the only problem. I'd like to be in Florida right now.
I went to this Thanksgiving. My son's mom's sister had a baby, so she decided to take the kids to Dallas, and I was like, I don't want to join you guys. I went to go visit my friends in North Dakota. Okay, and have you ever been to Dakota?
Believe it or not, when I worked for John Morrell, I was in Sioux Falls. I think that's North Dakota, because then it was in Sioux City. No, that was Sioux City, Iowa. Maybe it was South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota then. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was back in 2000.
I woke up with 8-degree weather in North Dakota. Okay. I was in Fargo, North Dakota is where I was at.
Okay.
Yes. Cool area though, man. I've always traveled up north, but I've gone east every single time, Philly, New York,
okay,
all of that stuff. But I've never gone straight up to the North Dakotas and I've done Minnesota, but never really North Dakota. It's a special place. I like the area, but that weather, I don't know if I can do
that. Yeah. I'm not a Midwest guy. I spent time in Cincinnati 2 years. And so the company I was with traveled to Nebraska and, like I said, Iowa and South Dakota. And I believe back in the day I was Great Plains Software, but I can't remember where that was. But that was somewhere in the Midwest, north. But anyway.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, I thank you so much for taking the time to do this review and help me with this and help me grow my YouTube channel. But tell the people about yourself. What exactly do you do?
All right. Well, right now I'm a tax accountant and business consultant in Hampton Bays, New York, which is 90 miles east of Manhattan. And I've been doing this for 13 years now. We started out as a simple 16-week tax prep shop, and we grew every year a little bit more and then year round. And now we have a staff of 5, and we have over 950 clients. And I've always been looking to open up a second location, but I often get distracted and invest in other people's businesses. So people that I help and I have a lot of faith and confidence in. So,
because I know you just bought another cleaning place, right?
I'm out of that. As a matter of fact, I just invested in a client's auto body shop.
Okay.
So that's who I've been working with lately. Yeah. Nice young kid, go-getter, very, very knowledgeable. And again, just like me when I was starting out, some cash flow issues. And you have spoken to him, by the way. And we've been working together for probably 4 months now, and we're going in the right direction. So I've decided to jump in.
Yeah, I think I remember him. Yeah, I remember speaking to him. So anyway, we met a couple of years ago, and I think the reason why we met is the credit consulting is why we connected together, right?
I had this business opened, and then clients were working at a dry cleaner who decided to close, and they convinced me to meet with the landlord and take over the dry cleaner. And cash flow is an issue, and I called a friend at a bank who referred me to a gentleman who then referred me to you, and we were successful. And the rest is history, because we've done business on 3-4 different occasions. I
We've
think
done
now.
business with your family members. We've done stuff. I've definitely had a bunch of stuff where I've had clients that said that Steve told them to talk to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
that happens a lot. So I definitely do appreciate it. But just for the audience, as a tax accountant, somebody that went to school with it, as a business consultant, somebody that you know really understands numbers, understand the books. Me, I'm a 1.8 GPA graduate. What value did you find in the service that I offered, and why are you still sending business to me?
Well, first, I started as a music major in college, and I took a computer music class and got hooked on computers. And then I spent 20 years implementing financial systems for Fortune 500 and 1,000 companies.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, just focusing on the financial side and the business processes with accounting, I just decided to go into it full time. Took a buyout from the company I was with, and started doing tax returns in Florida where I was living, and then relocated up here to Long Island due to family issues. And I tell my clients I'm a businessman first. I think that's most important.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in a family business, seeing the value of working with people either in the office at their locations, and that's one thing I believe strongly as an accountant is I'm surprised how many accountants don't go to their clients' businesses, to get exactly what's going on, what they need, how they're running their business. And I think that's one of the keys to our success. I know most business people really do appreciate that.
Okay.
So the value you had for me was, again, you look at traditional financing and do I qualify or do I not qualify? And you were one of the first avenues that I investigated for alternative financing. And you had great ideas and you had ways to work the system to our benefit. And I was more than happy to compensate you for your efforts because it was a win-win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always tell people, and this is kind of a weird concept because with all the major investments we have in life, there is always a position or somebody you can go to help you. And let me make it make sense. Whenever the first investment you usually make is like your first car. You can go talk to a car salesman who can kind of get you what you want. Some of them will take advantage of you, but they will work through your budget and whatever it is. When you're getting ready to buy a house, you reach out to a real estate agent, or you're going to partner up with a loan originator. And again, they're going to help you. Where do you want to live? What is your budget? What kind of house do you like? Where do your kids want to go to school? And they kind of help with what you're trying to get. And when you get to the point where you want to invest money, you work with a stockbroker,
Right.
and they have a fiduciary duty to make sure that they're working towards your best interest. But the one thing that most businesses don't have is somebody to help them with this key thing when it comes to funding, and it's something that I noticed that one of the key things, because I always ask people, why do people continue to come with me? I focus on a long-term relationship, and I think it's the approach that I've taken with just really looking out for their best interest. Because even if you need tax advice, you call the tax guy. But if you think about it, if you need help with funding, what do? Do you go to the bank and talk? Because
Yeah, most people look for funding when they don't qualify for funding. When
yes.
it's late, they're having cash flows issues, and one of the key things that I stress to people is get the credit when you don't need it, because when you need it, you can't get it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Very much so. Very much so. So, I think we've done some funding together as well. And tell people a little bit about the experience you had. I know we've done some consulting, but just a general overall experience you've had with Pennington, and what can you share about your experience and what we've been able to accomplish so far?
Well, before I worked with you, I worked with one of your colleagues, and they were, full transparency. That's probably the first thing. And like me as an accountant, when a new client walks in the door, whether it's by finding me online or as a referral, within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, they know whether they're going to do business with me or not. There's a level of trust that is just inherent when you work with people, and you either feel good about it and move forward, or you don't. And I've always felt comfortable. Again, that first person was fully transparent in looking at my financial situation and making recommendations. And then with working with you, same thing. I mean, we can go back to the not the PPP loans, but the EIDL loan, right? And you helped me with that with numerous companies that I own, as well as with clients. Because again, at the beginning, there were a lot of people out there just looking to take advantage of the program and get whatever they can, and don't not look at what the requirements were, how the money should be used, and so on. And you, again, were fully transparent, and you were successful in getting us first round funding for EIDLs, and some, I think there was a second round of funding as well.
Mm-hmm. I remember that the EIDL money was running out pretty quickly too. So you had to,
Yep.
you had to jump in there and get it pretty quickly. And that was probably the most busiest time in my industry. I don't know how busy you knew I was, but I was taking calls every 15 minutes.
Okay.
It was crazy. I used to wake up at 4:00 and I had an appointment on my calendar every 15 minutes. Because I mean, just think about it. It was a crazy. The whole world stopped.
Yeah.
The whole world. That was like a movie. You would never thought that the whole world would stop. You know how many restaurants, business owners that those bills didn't stop. That's one thing that didn't happen.
Right. That's right.
The bills didn't stop, so people were freaking out. And I had to ask, my children's mom at the time, like, I need you to be patient with me, at this time. Like, I got to get in there and help these people. And I was, those bills were being signed, and I had to sit there overnight to read all the pages, because it's not that information. It's boring, and it's, but I had to understand all the ins and out of it, and then translate it to all my clients within like a couple of days. So it was a magical time. I can't say I can say that I made a healthy profit doing it as well.
That's good. It's good. This is a recorded line, so I'm not going to say anything about what my wife said to me. You and I work on deadlines all the time, and sometimes our wives aren't the most understanding about where we need to put our time or how we prioritize our time. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. She was, I'm not going to say she was, there was a lot of mean looks sometimes, during the day, because I was there from 4:00 and I didn't get out of that, because they were working from home. I didn't get out of that room till 5:00. And my youngest, JJ, you'll see him on my website, he was like 4 months or 5 months. He was just born,
Wow.
So she was definitely, very patient. I appreciate that. That was a great time. I remember that time. I remember working with you. Now that I'm just looking at the file here, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you recommend our business? I know that's a crazy question, because you send me a lot of business.
Absolutely, it's 10. And I tell people when I refer people to you that, hey, you trust me. I'm not going to refer you to somebody that is not going to give you the proper guidance. So if I'm telling you to go to the person, trust them, because I trust them.
I really truly appreciate that. I really do. And as I don't know if you know what I'm doing right now, but I've decided to launch Broker Solutions Academy. And what I'm doing is now I'm going to be training people how to be me, how to start their own agency, because I've done this for over a decade now. And I've developed some systems in place. I wrote a book. I don't know if you've had a chance. You've probably seen some emails.
I think it's a signed copy, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, yes. You're the first ones that bought my book. Your name is on here. Yes. I appreciate you've always supported me with all the stuff that I do. Okay. So now I'm trying to educate people that are interested in kind of getting into the industry. I'm trying to take advantage of the current market conditions, with realtors. Kind of, you see what's going on with the realtor market. In addition to just sales being down, now they're so confused with how they're going to charge commissions with that recent lawsuit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. Yep. I read about that in the paper. Yeah, where we're the only country that allows real estate agents to charge these captive fees, if you will, or have it's collusion, right? But
yeah, and the biggest issue with that, it's always a standard that we pay 6% when you sell your house. And the big part of that is 3% to your seller's agent but 3% to the buyer's agent. And the biggest issue is I am paying this guy that's going to negotiate against me.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't make any. So I'm looking at all these realtors and I'm saying, what the heck are they going to do? And then in addition to that, that was like, the final nail in the coffin, if you want to call it, in addition to the current market conditions, the interest rates, and I'm looking at a lot of these loan originators, that do owner occupied residential real estate. Instead of, because what are they going to do? Refinance is down by 70%. These rates are not going to go down anytime soon. And I truly believe this is an easy transition. If you do owner occupied residential loans, you can easily transfer and start doing business loans and still, be in business. So that's what kind of my mission is trying to, number one, develop this title of a business, a business loan broker that actually works on behalf of business owners. One of the things that I've noticed as well is a lot of the times right now when you're looking for funding, well, most business are looking for funding, they go online and they fill out a form, and it's a lead form that gets sent to 1 million merchant cash advance companies, and then your phone starts blowing up with all these. Have you had that experience?
Yeah, going back to what you said, paying 6% and 3 to the buying agent and 3 to the selling agent. Industry by industry, that's going to fall. And about, I'd say 15 to 20 years ago, Jess Jackson, one of the owners of Kendall Jackson Winery, he was a horse enthusiast and owned a farm in Kentucky. And he went after the bloodstock market because same thing was happening there. The bloodstock agent was representing both sides of the transaction, therefore had no incentive to get the price lowered or become a fair price, whatever that would be. And you can see that's going to happen to other industries as well. Now it's the real estate industry, but there'll be other industries as well that will, one by one, they'll all fall, I guess. And we'll be back to the free market economy that we should always have,
Absolutely. Hey, I really do appreciate your time, Steve. I don't want to hold you out too long. Any final thoughts?
No, this is going to be posted somewhere again. I hold Brian in high regard. I refer my clients to him. And if you work with Brian, I'm sure you will not be disappointed.
Thank you so much. You want to shout out your business, your website, if they need some tax service?
Sure. It's Hamptons Tax and Advisory Services, hamptonstax.com, Hamptons with an S.
He's over here helping out those rich folks. You got to have $1 million plus net worth, or what is it?
Our motto is serving clients worldwide in confidence. We do everything from local residents to expats overseas. We residents in Thailand and, of course, in Central America. But out of the 50 states, 47 have state income tax, and we're involved in most of them. So we're always... Okay. That's the one thing I love about my job, is that I'm always learning. Always, the tax laws are changing, and it's challenging and fun. And like I said, it help people, as you do as well. We're business people first, helping other business people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time again, man. You have a great week. Definitely looking forward to talking to you soon.
Great to see you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Goodbye, Steve. You just heard an accountant, a certified accountant, a business consultant that sends their business to me to help them with funding. This is somebody that went to school for accounting, and I've worked with that gentleman for years. He sends me really good leads. Been working with him for over 10 plus years. I've helped family members, in addition to some of his clients, fix credit, get funded. And going back to what I continuously preach, the long-term relationship approach is what we use in Pension Consulting Group. So if you're out there and if you're looking for some funding, if you're looking to start, grow, or even expand your current business, and you need somebody that can be on your side, that can actually get you what you need, the funding designed based on where you're currently at, Pennington Consulting Group is who you want to reach out to. Go to our website. There should be a link in the description where you can visit our website, schedule an appointment. It's a free consultation. Don't lose anything at all. And if you're interested in becoming a business loan broker, we've launched the most comprehensive course there is. As I always say with our mission statement, We help business loan brokers and referral partners understand and simplify the various funding products that are available in the marketplace so you can properly serve your clients and stop the endless confusion and self-defeating pointless rat race you're currently in, and grow your business while maximizing profits by teaching you how to become a real business loan broker, not just a glorified referral partner. Stop what you're doing right now. Like the video, subscribe. Appreciate you for your time. Appreciate you, Steven, for taking the time. I'll see you in the next video. And if you want to visit Mr. Steven's website, his contact information will also be there below. If you're in the Hampton area and you need a good accountant, that's who you want to reach out to. Thank you so much.